Alright, what's up guys? We're back at it again, and today we're going over C4s. There's quite an amount of people that recommended this video. Shouts to Robin GMZ and Jack Houston for asking. If I messed up your name, Jack, I apologize. But yeah, it was widely requested. Very surprising to me actually, but I appreciate it. If you guys want to see any more content or any other like recommendations, just feel free to comment and I'll do my best to make a video for you guys. I got a few more ideas coming in for you guys based on what I see, and then we'll go from there. Again, if you like the content, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, so on and so forth. And yeah, so this is C4s. Okay, so C4 is down B, right? It can be placed on a platform, it can be placed on the ground. As you can just see, it hits you through platforms, right? So it hits you through platforms. It could be B reversed, such as that. And the way to do it, somebody did ask this as I saw, but basically you're holding, so I use a GameCube controller, but it's pretty much going to be universal, right? So when you hold down, I'm facing to the right now. Snake is facing to the right. So you're gonna hold down to do the down B. So you do down B, and as soon as you do down B, you quickly do it, circle it this way, right? You quickly circle it back, and then he'll do the B reverse. You just gotta do it quick though. You just gotta do it quick, and then you'll be able to get it. Now a C4 does 20.4% damage, right? Until you keep doing it, and then it'll stale and do less damage. It explodes by itself, and now correct me if I'm wrong. You can always correct me, guys, you know. But as far as what I saw, if I read it correctly, it was 26.6 seconds, and the C4 will detonate by itself. So you guys want to be mindful of that, because you don't want to be having a C4 here and then you're fighting this guy, right? And then all of a sudden you come back over here to like reset or neutral, or let's just say for some reason you're here, and then it blows itself up it blows up by itself. You don't expect it. You're at like 120%. Next thing you know, you just died and you lost the stock because of it. So always be mindful of your C4. What I like to do, if I notice my C4 has been there for quite some time, I'll just think, okay, well that thing's about to blow up and I don't want to risk it hitting me. So I'm just gonna blow it up and then go back and then put it back on there. Let's go from there. Now there's two types of Snake players as far as C4 usage goes. I personally always put a C4 down. I always like to have C4 on, especially a platform. I always love to put them on a platform, unless you're in like town and city where like the platforms are really high. Same for Unova, or not Unova, Kalos I believe it is, the one with the platforms on each side of the stage. The platforms are really high, so if you're fighting someone that's short size like Pichu or something, the C4 is not going to hit him from under the platform, so there's no reason to put it on a platform. At that point, you kind of want to check, like, you want to analyze your opponent. Where is your opponent mostly? Like, for example, when I fight a lot of Samuses or Me Gunner, they're usually on the side of the stage here, doing missiles, projectiles, you know, charge shots, whatever. So I'll put like a C4 here, and then just be over here, because they'll camp on the opposite side of me, right? So if I'm over here, they're gonna come all the way over here and try to spam with projectiles, so you'll use a C4 and punish them for that. And if they know the C4 is there, they're not gonna stand here, you know? They'll stand like a little bit closer maybe or something like that, but that's less room for you to try to get in and then hit them with whatever. All right, so that's kind of what you wanna do there. Now the other people are ones that don't put down C4s at all, but the reason they don't do that is because they want to sticky their opponent. Now how do you sticky your opponent, right? So if you sticky your opponent, it's just doing the C4 right in front of them. Notice how it's on him now? Now once it's on him, you have 2 seconds before he can transfer it over. Once you touch it, it transfers over to you, and then so on and so forth. See? So it just keeps on going until either you detonate it or the 26 seconds pass and then it detonates itself, right? Now, most people like to wait out for shield. If you notice your opponent is shielding a lot, just go ahead and go run up and sticky them, right? If you're under them on a platform like this, and let's say you're gonna do an up tilt, most people on a platform are gonna shield already because you don't want to get hit. So when they're shielding, you just run up and sticky them. One thing I saw MVD do is that his opponent was short hopping a lot, like let's say short hop aerials like this, like just short hop a lot. What MVD was doing is as soon as the opponent would short hop, he would short hop in 2 and then do a C4 and then sticky them that way. Really smart by that guy. So shoutouts to MVD for that. There's other things you could do too, like you can do that. You know, if your opponent doesn't expect it, you could do things like that. You can get away with it, like a fast fall nair into a sticky. You could do like jab sticky. You could do F tilt, run up sticky. If they're like, oh man, the second F tilt is coming, I'm gonna try to hold shield. You just run up and then sticky them. You could do, you know, down air into sticky. If they're like not expecting it, it's probably not as good as like doing a neutral air because there's like less lag. But yeah, those are pretty much some ways of doing a sticky. Another way of doing a sticky is let's say this guy's at 0 or something. Okay, or 8. You could do that, right? So you can sticky them that way. That's pretty much punishing them for not teching the ground. And teching, of course, is when you're falling on the ground to push shield, and they'll immediately get back up instead of hitting themselves. See, like that's a tech. See how he did his handstand and got back up immediately? Versus this, he didn't do that, so I was able to sticky him for free. You can also do it with the jab, if you're fast enough. It's gonna be harder for Mega Man because he's small, but it is possible. I did that in my last C4 sticky video, so feel free to watch that and see it there. Now, ways of like using it in battle. Well, first off, let's finish up the sticky. So doing a sticky, right? So what do we do after this point? Now, most Snake players, if you sticky them and then you run away and then they're open to doing whatever at that point, most Snake players make the mistake of detonating it immediately, which I wouldn't recommend, because as soon as your opponent knows they're sticky, they're holding shield and they're just waiting for it, because most Snake players, basic Snake players, will detonate it immediately. What you normally want to do is just let them move around, let them do whatever, and then once you see an opening, when they do a move that has some lag or end lag behind it, or do a recovery, then you can use your C4 and get them that way. Now, one thing that you guys should know 100% is that back throw to detonate is 100% guaranteed. They cannot air dodge it, they cannot get out of it. You just do a back throw and then immediately detonate it. Alright? If you do a forward throw, they have time to air dodge. Same thing with an up throw. Same exact thing. The only way you're gonna hit those is if your opponent does not know they've been sticky. That's the only time it's not gonna work. Same exact thing if you sticky them and then detonate immediately. The only reason it's gonna hit is because your opponent does not know. But if your opponent is familiar with the matchup, they will know, they will shield, and they will escape. So your job is to make your detonate come in at a moment that is not expected, and as well as, again, back throw into detonate. Alright? 100% guaranteed. So that kind of covers what Robin GMZ asked. He asked about how to be revert. Well, no, he asked about like the timer and sticking and how does that work and stuff like that. So Thank you for those questions. Now Jack also asked how to use in battle. Again, those are the two main things. People use them either for stickies, or like me, I just like to have them on platforms. Or if I notice that my opponent is camping a lot, I'll probably have them like on a stage, on the side of the stage here. Or again, if your opponent is in the middle of the stage a lot, you can put them here. It can also be used for edge guarding. If your opponent likes to recover low a lot, like let's say they like to recover here a lot, you could drop a C4 off the stage and then detonate it to try to hit them. You could do a C4 and then just time it right to detonate and then get them that way. That'll work for things like Mega Man will recover low usually, King K. Rool will recover low, Roy, Marth, Ike, Crom, people like them will recover low. Captain Falcon, Ganondorf, stuff like that. So if you notice your opponent's recovering low a lot, you can do this. Or just use Nikita. Nikita is super OP. But yeah, C4 is really good. Now, if you guys watch my snake matches video that I just posted recently, you'll notice that I like to come in and do C4 out of recovery a lot and detonate it. Because if you notice your opponent is chasing you a lot in the air, I mean, a C4 is a good tool to have, to do it that way. DDDs like to do it because they have multiple jumps. Kirby's, Meta Knights, Yoshi, because his jump is high. Falco, Fox, and you know, and so on and so forth. There's other characters, but those are like the main ones I can think of right now. So again, if you notice your opponent keeps chasing you from the sky, just drop his C4, or have one here. That way, if you're recovering high and you notice your opponent likes to start here and then try to hit you up this way, as soon as you see them up here, just detonate that C4 and just really punish them. Another good thing to do is if you don't want your opponent in a certain spot and you know they're aware of the matchup, you can put a C4 like where you don't want them to be, to put them in a spot where you want them to be. Does that make sense, guys? So let's say I'm fighting like this Mega Man, right? And I'm like, okay, well, this guy's, I don't want this guy here, so I'm gonna put this here and make him careful. That way he doesn't want to be here, so he'll have no choice but to be here, right? And then I'm over here. So with a matchup like this, Snake and Mega Man is a really tough matchup for Snake. So we don't want him, I don't want him camping, to be honest. I want him to come in. So if I put it on the C4, stops him from being here. He'll move in closer, and that'll give me time to move closer and then hit my tilts. Because Mega Man's close-up game is not good compared to his camping game. So that's kind of one thing, and you know, it obviously varies by matchup and so on and so forth. I really hope this helps you guys out. One thing I did not cover is the cell sticky. I will be addressing that in a different video, a future video. So be ready for that one. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitch. We do live battles there. And if you guys want to stop by, ask questions, I'm more than happy to help you guys out. Thank you again so much, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.